Yes, it's a Jensen Interceptor, but not as we know it. Originally produced in West Bromwich between the mid-60s and 70s, the Interceptor married this wonderful Italian styling with American horsepower, and in the process somehow created a very British GT car. It might never have been as highly acclaimed as Jaguar's E-Type, but in 2010 a small company called Jensen International Automotive decided that time had come to give the Interceptor another crack of the whip. It might still look like a Jensen Interceptor and it might still be called a Jensen Interceptor, but make no mistake, this is a thorough reworking. There's this gorgeous leather interior, electric seats, air conditioning, and under the bonnet meanwhile is not some wheezing old Chrysler engine but a modern American V8, complete with supercharger. What that means is that this Interceptor R, as it is known, has 556 brake horsepower and 551 pounds-foot of torque. Lordy. So what does a 556 brake horsepower Jensen Interceptor feel like? Well, actually, it's kind of weird because it feels like it should have always had 556 brake horsepower. It's really nice and smooth, this engine. It's still got quite a soft throttle response, but when you start to push a bit further down, it just picks up like there's no inertia whatsoever. And I guess that's because it's supercharged, you get the instant shove. Also rides really nice and smoothly. You can still feel that it's a GT car at heart. They haven't tried to go over the top with really stiff springs and dampers. The engine is mated to this 6-speed automatic gearbox. There are bigger brakes, bigger wheels, and revised geometry for the front suspension. And what all that means is that the Interceptor is ready for the onslaught of power, of which there is plenty. Gee whiz. This isn't fast for a classic car. This is fast full stop. I imagine that you can frighten some very fast cars in this Interceptor. Can you imagine that, tootling along in your Ferrari and a Jensen Interceptor dusts you? Brilliant. At the rear of the car, they've done more than upgrade the suspension, they've changed it completely. Gone are the live axle and leaf springs, and in their place a fully independent system using Jaguar parts. The result is a car that doesn't just go like stink in a straight line. I mean, we're talking 0 to 60 in under 4 seconds and 170 miles an hour flat out, but that also has the grip and composure in the corners to match. Seriously, it is very good indeed. If by this point you're thinking, that's all very well, but I bet it costs a fortune, well, you're absolutely right, because taking a car back to its bare shell and then renewing, respecking and rebuilding it is a long and expensive process. It takes Jensen International Automotive 3,500 hours to build one of these cars. On the interior there are no fewer than 10 cowhides used, and the result is that no two Interceptors, and they build about 6 a year, are the same. This one, for example, has a new design of dashboard and this single wiper conversion among its modifications. And what that means is that the price for one of these R versions is, and take a deep breath, £180,000.